Hello and welcome to this first Google Hangout program organized here at the European Parliament in Brussels. Our topic today, well, it started in 1987 and is considered today as the perfect example of a European success story. Each year more than 230,000 students study abroad thanks to the Erasmus program. It also gives the opportunity to students to work in enterprises as well as training and teaching for university staff. But is Erasmus really a success story, or will it continue to be one? Is Erasmus under threat considering the continuous cuts in the EU budget? Well, to discuss this, let me first present you my guest. She knows quite a lot about it. Doris Pack. Hello.
Hello.
Willkommen auf Deutsch erstmal. We'll continue this in English.
Yeah.
You're a member of the European Parliament, member of the European People's Party. Here since quite a long time. Will you tell us a bit more about it? But you had the opportunity to work quite a lot on Erasmus and many other things. We'll also have 7 guests also linked to Google Hangout with us today, and you'll have the possibility to intervene during this debate with Doris Pack. It's not everything, but we have also the possibility to talk to Mariam. Mariam will be with us during the debate. So Mariam, where can people join you, chat with you directly, and you'll tell us?
Well, Patrick, if anyone wants to join the discussion, all they have to do is post comments and questions on the Parliament's Facebook page, and they can also follow on Twitter and Google Plus with the hashtag Erasmus Hangout.
Thank you, Mariam. So, Doris Pack, first question before we start. Do you have good news to bring today or not?
Yeah, we closed our trilogue between the Council, the Commission and the Parliament, and we closed it successfully. So to say, the Parliament get at least 99% of what it wanted. So I think it's great. And just to go a little back to your introduction, Erasmus is not only Erasmus.
Of course.
And Erasmus is the oldest of the programs of the education. It existed even before we had the right to speak on education. This right to speak on education exists only since the Treaty of Maastricht, since 92, with the program of 94. So I think, keep in mind, Erasmus is important, but a lot of other things are even important as Erasmus is.
Okay, but so we'll talk about budget.
Yeah.
I'd like now to start directly with the questions, and it's Madalena Souza.
Yes, basically the European Students Forum would like to welcome this initiative. We believe that this is the way to find a solution together. So we have the questions more related with the sustainability and challenges of this program. At least, there's any measure planned to ensure more equality in the distribution of budgets for the candidates within the member states?
No, I think the equality between the member states is sure. Each country has, according to its population, the access to the Erasmus program. So there's no doubt it was always like this, and there's nothing to be changed.
Are you fine with this answer?
No.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah? So let's go now to see what Mariam has to offer us. Did you receive anything?
Well, Patrick, on Facebook, we've got lots of comments. One person has said that as long as a select few get to have holidays abroad, who cares about the millions of young people in Europe who have no jobs and no future? Certainly not the Parliament. What do you make of that, Doris? It's quite negative.
You know, there are Erasmus students who are more busy working than others, but it's not up to me to judge them. I think every time spent abroad in another society, in another cultural environment is worth to be done. And I don't think we should compare those who are unemployed with those who have a chance to go outside. Let them have the chance, and we hope that a lot of people got more chances.
Doris, you said Erasmus it's not only Erasmus, there are quite a lot of things. I would like to go over to Emra Karakayan. I hope you can hear us. You are working for the Association for Students and Alumni of Erasmus Mundus Master and Doctorate. Do you hear us?
Yes, I hear you. Do you hear me?
Hi, hello. Yeah, we hear you very well. Just please ask your question.
Okay, my question is, what will happen to the brand name of Erasmus Mundus and Erasmus Mundus Association in the future? What is the strategy of the European Commission about Erasmus Mundus and our association?
You know very well that Erasmus Mundus was, created the name, especially from the European Parliament some years ago. And it is really successful program, and it is in. Even the name is in. Don't worry, we kept it. And I think it can work as it worked the last years. And as you know, the Erasmus Mundus has been opened now also for people from the European Union going out, not only as it has been foreseen that for those who are coming in from third countries. No problem, it goes further, and we are happy that it works there very well.
One extra question.
Yeah, go on.
What will be the support of European Commission for the associations like Erasmus Mundus Association?
Also, the organizations can get a grant. We have fought for this in all parts of the program. So I don't know how much, but I think we managed that the organizations will be supported, because if you would not exist, we should create you. But you are here, and therefore we are happy that you are here, and you will get a grant.
Doris, one question we had, was it a success or not? This was my question at the beginning. I'd like to ask a question to Matthew Laurie. Do you hear us?
Yes,
Matthew?
I do. Do you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you pretty well. Just go on.
Okay. Yeah, so I posted this question to the Google Plus page beforehand. It's about the ROI of Erasmus. Let me just give you a bit of context. I have a daughter who starts university in about a year's time, so I'm very glad that Erasmus is going to be available for her when she goes to university. It's a self-evidently, obviously good idea. But how do you measure the ROI of a program like this? Because if you have a look at a lot of the comments on the European Parliament Facebook page, you've got two classes. You've got people who've been in Erasmus and think it's great, bonza, fantastic, and a lot of people who think it's a waste of money because they didn't benefit from it. So how do you convince them that the return on investment, ROI, was good in comparison with a program to help unemployed people gain basic skills, for example?
I think a lot of unemployed people would have a chance to get employed if they have perhaps been member of this program, because having the experience, having been in another country, speaking another language is much more helpful than anything else. So I think we should not compare things which are not comparable.
There's the question of Matthew was also, how do you measure it clearly? Do you have any possibility, any figures to give us, students having done an Erasmus?
I didn't understand it, yeah.
How can they...
We have a goal for this, for the students. We want to have 2 million people at the end of this program, and I think we have at least more than 1 million. I think we are going step by step, and so all the other parts of the program, we cannot give the figure, because you cannot count the people who are working in communities, who are working together, who are coming together, or in e-twinning, or in the voluntary service. I think I'm not in the situation that I can really say how many people to take part. I think we should find this figure in the papers of the Commission. They are at least working with figures. I'm much more working on the content. I apologize.
And on the content, is it worth doing it? Do you have the impression you work with also young students also coming to join? Do they have something more to offer after having done an Erasmus?
Yeah,
is there a real plus?
For sure. I'm always in contact with the people in all these youth fields working in Erasmus, in Comenius, in Youth in Action. And all these people tell us, please help us to improve this program, to get more money. And we get 43% more compared with the existing one. And I think if we can today, convince the Council to give us in the MFF really flexibility, working with the money which is foreseen for 7 years, then I think we could manage never to have what we had this year and last year, that there was no money any longer for Erasmus. We had to fear that we cannot pay what we have promised. So this will never happen, and I think we are working on this.
Matthew, are you pleased with this answer? Okay,
it was a good answer, because...
Thank you.
No, sorry, that came off as a bit flippant, sorry. Yeah, I think Erasmus sort of suffers from branding, because it's been around for a long time for university students. There may be other opportunities that are part of the program, which maybe not as visible to everybody. If you look at the Facebook feedback, that's definitely the impression people have. It's for sort of the elite.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matthew, for your question. Maybe we'll try to find an answer on also this question and continue to ask Emmanuel Alfranseder. You're the president of the Erasmus Students Network, so please ask your question.
In our Fast Prime study, only 73% of all students get actually their exchange studies recognized. So this is still a major obstacle because they go on exchange, they have even the learning agreement, everything perfectly signed, but they will not get their credits recognized. So I would like to ask, is there anything specific that would address this deficiency to help students actually finish faster, because this is really the problem, that they will have delays.
Unfortunately, the program is not able to help you with this, because this is the behavior of the nations, and the behavior of the universities, it's the behavior of the administration in some cultural educational administrations. So I think it is a pity that if a university has a relationship to another university, and you use this relationship to go there and to learn there, and then they are not accepting what you did with the credit points, that is a shame. And this we should address the different universities in saying them, listening, if you send these people, you have to accept it. That is, I can only appeal, I cannot force them. But the problem is that they are, sometimes very, believing that only they are the ones who can give a credit point, and the others are not doing the same thing as they do. That is a shame. I think we should try to stop it, but it is not possible with this program. The program is offering everything, and those who use this, they should make the best out of it.
So, Emmanuel, is this okay for you?
Well, I would just like to add, I believe that there are certain ways that you can address this in the program.
Give me the idea.
Because you can, all those universities, they signed the charter, the higher education charter. So in case they don't comply with it, there could also be some repercussions to those who actually just ignore the charter. And I think, we have been saying this for a while, that this could be done.
But listen, it is more complicated, because the nation has a right to get amount of money for Erasmus and Corinthians and so on. And the nation is the one who has to decide to whom it gives it. And therefore, the nation, it means the national governments, should tell the universities that they should practice as you said it. So not we can do it, please.
Okay, before we continue on post-Erasmus, I'll just go back to Mariam. Mariam, do we have any news on the chat?
Lots of comments on the Facebook page, current students and former students of Erasmus saying it's the best thing they ever did, the best thing ever. On Twitter we have someone saying that there are clear benefits for students in terms of being employable in the future. The one question we do have on Google Plus is someone asking about the age restrictions, if there are any.
No, if they are studying, they can study. And it's a problem of the nations. If they give a chance to study at the age of 35 or 25 or 28, I think we are not restricting them. Because the age of those who are going with the European voluntary service, it is restricted from 18 to 28. That is young. Above this, it seems not to be young.
So, okay, we'll continue, and I'll ask Joanna Santos if you are in.
Thank you for this opportunity. As a social worker and a youth worker, I would like to know about measures or the impact that the non-formal education could really start to have in Europe.
Okay, the formal education is dealt in Erasmus, is dealt in Comenius, and partly in Leonardo. What you mean is what we have in the youth in action program, which is a non-formal education. And we were very happy that we could give them a prominent part, because if the youth program is a part in the whole program with an own budget, we can work with it much better than if it is mixed with all the others and nobody can find what it is. So non-formal education is important, and non-formal education will also have, the possibility to be seen in the youth pass.
Okay, thank you, Doris. We'll come back to a last question by Francesco Cappe, please.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it works. Perfect.
Good. Okay. The question is to Ms. Pak, what role can play the European Parliament to support and make alive the Erasmus spirit and willingness to participate, well spread among Europe, of millions of ex-Erasmus that can support the growth of EU 27?
I think all those who have taken part in our programs, they should play a role of the ambassadors. Without those who have really the experience, I can only speak from the table. I have never taken part. In my youth, it was not existing. So I think we need you all. And everywhere where Erasmus students are employed, they should speak on it. They could create alumni as you have intended it. I think this is something where we count on you. And a lot of Erasmus students are doing a voluntary work, also in schools, as I just mentioned before. So listen, it is up to everybody to play this role, because we need really those who had the chance to do it, to give the others the impression that it is worth to fight for it. And if they cannot go with Erasmus, with the law, with the grant, nobody mentioned today the possibility of the Erasmus facility loan, which is now foreseen in this program for those who want to make a master's degree outside of their country.
Doris, there's one last question we have also from Tomasz. It's in Poland. Tomasz, do you hear us?
Yes, I hear you. Hello, everyone. Actually, I would like to say that right now I am not in Poland. It's the last week of my Erasmus in Brussels.
Okay.
So right now I'm also in Brussels. Okay, so Mrs. Pak, my question is regarding to the budget. You were talking about the successful negotiations between Parliament and the Council. In the previous 7 years budget for the all EU exchange programs, it was 1.2% of the whole budget, EU budget. For how much we can account for the next 7 years? It's the first question. And the second one, because this was my problem right now at my Erasmus, why some universities are not accepting language courses to the, they are not giving us ECTS points for language courses.
The problem is that we cannot oblige universities to do this. We are given the possibility via internet to help the students to learn the languages or to be prepared a little bit more. But I am, as you, thinking that the universities who are willing and who are spending money to give these chances to the students should also give the opportunity to learn the language which is spoken in this country. But in some countries, you can make a course at the university where you are going. On the other hand, we have now 13 billion euros for this years. And I think this is a big task. It is 3 billion more than we had, and it means it is 43% more than we had. And okay, we ever wanted more, but it is not possible. And if you see how difficult it was to get the MFF, the new structure for the new financial means, I think you can be sure that we are happy to have, at least for education and youth, this 43% more than it has been before.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, but indeed it is a problem. The language problem is, of course, very normal to ask this question. I must agree, I didn't know it, that it's not possible,
it's
absolutely not possible.
We try always,
Yeah. So before we start, we just go for a short minute just to see, Mariam, do we have anything to finish?
Patrick, we have a couple of people again talking about grants and what's going to be available.
Just to finish very concretely, what is the money available? If I would be, it's a long time already. If I was a student today doing an Erasmus, how much money would I have available
that is a big
today?
question.
Just to say, is it possible to live, or it comes?
You cannot live and you cannot die with this money, because it is only 200 euros. It's not enough. It's for nothing enough. So the problem is you have to have financial means behind you, your grandfather, your mother, wherever, your parents. The problem is that the universities are not following what I have negotiated in '99 with the former Socrates program. I have negotiated with the council in this time that each university can make use of differentiation. It means they can say, okay, Doris, you have enough money, you don't get any burst, but you can go with Erasmus with all the facilities. And Peter, you don't have money, you can get the money which would be go normally to Doris, because you are poor, so to say. In this very moment, Erasmus is unfortunately a little bit elite program, financial elite,
Would you
not
say
this
something
elite.
for privileged people or not?
Yeah, I think elite, the privileged people, and I think therefore I introduced this possibility, but it is not used. It is used in France, but not in the other countries. I checked it in the German university. No, it's too much administration. I do not want it. And therefore, just to mention it, we have now the idea of the Commission, and we supported it against a lot of people in the Council, that we have at least a possibility for those who want to go out, and they cannot do it with Erasmus. They can make a master degree with a loan, a loan which is low fees, and which the repayment is not so difficult at the end, because we have socially backed it. And so I think this is a possibility for those who couldn't go with the Erasmus card because it is too small, perhaps to go with a loan, which is easier perhaps for them.
Okay, Doris, thank you. I'm afraid we're running out of time, so we'll have to stop here. Unfortunately, there are many other questions. Maybe we'll be able to renew the experience on Google Hangout and invite you maybe a second time. There are many questions about, we had about 50 questions in winter time. Maybe as soon as you're sure the money will really be there, because this is also a question. Yeah, so thank you for watching. Thank you to all my guests, and see you next time. Bye-bye.